Hey guys, it's Nate, aka the Foot Accountant. Welcome back to the channel. It's another holiday on FC25 today, one that EA has done some pretty crazy stuff for in the past. Remember those Pot of Gold SBCs, even St. Patrick's Day cards, and even last year, a really good objective that gave an 83 and an 84 times 10. We're going to talk about how in the middle of a nostalgic Foot birthday, maybe St. Patrick's Day will bring some content today. Plus, EA has got the SBC content figured out for the second week of Foot birthday, but will this be the most exciting part? And has it kind of already come and gone? Will the next part of this week really not give us some great SBCs? We'll talk about that in the video and a lot more today. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Let's look over yesterday's Sunday content by going for our daily evolution first. It is a bronze evolution. We talked about it. It was leaked. And guess what? It's free. We do love that. I have to scroll through all the evos down here to get to the bottom to find the Bronze Beast Breakthrough. Now, the best part of this evolution is it only takes your card to 74 rated, which means this card, whoever you evolve from this, will be able to be evolved a lot in the future with only a 74 rated overall. Now, the thing here is it does give a pretty good stat boost. You look at the card here, you're getting high 80s, maybe even some 90 stats on the card. Actually, you are getting two 90 stats, passing and physical, with the massive boosts that are in here. It does give good play styles. You get Bruiser, you get center mid position with holding plus plus, box to box plus, deep lying playmaker plus plus, you get a 5-star weak foot, incisive pass plus, tiki taka, trickster regular, long ball regular, press proven plus, and then of course the 4-star skill move, which you can actually go to 5-star as well. So +4 in the skill move, so it's a 5-star card with incisive and press proven plus. Now you saw there when I searched my club, I had like no options because I've been putting all my bronzes into the daily gold upgrade. But if you have any bronzes, you can probably create some pretty sick cards with this. I know some people don't necessarily love bronze or silver evos because it's not for the most exciting, well-known players in the game, but this is where I think you can use evos to customize them to your liking, your favorite club, your favorite country the most, right? Look at this Teo Zidane. He's 6 foot, how tall is 6'5" with these stats. Now, of course, a card like this, one of the most popular in this evolution, is extinct on the market, but we have the daily bronze upgrade SBC that gives you a chance at packing some of these bronze cards every single day that you can actually go and do to try to get some of these players that you might want to put in this evolution. So there's some insane players out there. One thing I want to show you too is that since these cards are so low rated, they can be chained into other evolutions like this Slovenia USA men's national team player. He goes press proven incisive pass plus, right, with the upgrade here, but then he goes even higher into, look at the state of that freaking card. And yes, he actually does have playstyles, right? That's the thing about this evolution, is it does give some nice playstyles there. Check your clubs is the last thing that I will say. Is check your clubs for guys like Ethan Mbappe, Lewis Skelly, the Teo Zidane card as we mentioned. Just a lot of random bronze cards are selling for 5,000 coins because of this evolution. If you invested earlier in the week, I know a lot of you guys mentioned even in the stream yesterday, like, yo Nate, thanks for the tip. I invested in some bronze cards. Whether you sold in the hype or they were midfielders and stuff like that that went up a bunch afterwards, you probably were able to make some good coins. Last thing I'll mention about that evolution is don't list your bronze cards at 5.1k max price. List them at like 4.9, maybe even 5 flat. If you list them for max price and you have a lot of them, the chances of you getting a market ban, I know it sounds crazy, but if you've been around long enough, you know that's a situation that could happen. The chances of you getting a market ban are a lot higher, so don't do that. Let's go to SBCs, where, like we said, EA is really taking it up a notch this week 2 of Foot Birthday with the player SBCs that we have gotten with the Flashback Luisito Suarez. This SBC is awesome. It's awesome. 180,000 coins. I mean, we were thinking this card might be 600k, depending on the stat boost, the 5.5. Finesse in the quick step plus, the exact same dynamic image that was leaked as well. Great card, maybe lacking a couple of playstyles, but you overlook that in the blink of an eye when the price is only 177,000 coins with the 85.3, the 83.10 that are out. This card is a very easy complete SBC. Look at the thumbs up here. 3,200 thumbs up to 253 thumbs down. And of course, you may have seen my tweet yesterday. A lot of people are drawing comparisons to a lot of strikers in this game having very similar stats right now, namely Suarez and Cristiano Ronaldo. Their cards are almost identical. Actually, the Tevez card as well is very, very close to this brand new Suarez, but Suarez is cheaper than them all. I don't think he's going to be the most meta of all the three. Like, you know, I know Cristiano Ronaldo's flashback card is a lot better than this Tevez in game for sure. And I haven't even used Tevez yet. You just know, right? But this is still a fantastic card for the price. 100% a must do and a must complete. And of course, just like the Trinity Rodman that dropped yesterday or 2 days ago on Saturday, it's like, how do you link this card? Well, a lot of the Messi links, the Inter Miami links, and even other MLS cards are up in price because of it. This Messi here was like 380,000 coins. He's now 490. He was 330K on Friday. He's 479,000 coins there. Even gold Messi, and myself included, I wanted to put Messi in an Evo yesterday. The gold Messi into this version. I think this is the best Messi Evo for me personally. I like the 5.5 better than having like 89 pace. There's another Evo that gives him Trivela Plus and 89 pace. I would rather have the 5-star, 5-star. But even gold Messi's card price yesterday went up on the market a little bit because people were buying him to put him into evolutions to link him to this Luis Suarez. So we absolutely love to see that Suarez. That's a fantastic SBC. And again, as we look at all the SBCs that have been released recently, like the Rodman, the Adeyemi, some new meta cards with the new Playstyle Pluses, Tevez was a decent price as well. But I think this one, for the price that it is, for the name of the player that it is Suarez back in this game with the Quick Step and the Finesse Plus, like this is a 100% must complete card. Just get some icons or maybe a Messi or some other Inter Miami or MLS links, maybe even Uruguayan links to get him in your side. I think Uruguayan managers, by the way, are like 4,000 coins. Check your club. There's some free coins there as well. Now, in SBCs, also yesterday, we had the refresh of the icon player pick and the hero player pick. They really didn't change a whole lot about these SBCs, at least from what I've seen, except they made the 87 plus icon pick way cheaper. Only 86, 87, and 87 rated squads. If you're still grinding the menus just to open some icon picks and have some fun, this is a fantastic SBC to do now because it's way cheaper. This is only 200,000 coins. I'm pretty sure this same player pick last week, the first time they took base icons out of the player pick was like 300 and something K, and now it's 200K. Like the 88 squads turned into 87s, and that makes this a whole lot cheaper. Also, the 88 plus mixed hero is only 95,000 coins, but I think for a lot of people now, it's the icon pick that is the most tempting and the most fun to do. Unlimited repeatable, we absolutely love that. Now, speaking of SBCs real quick, let's talk about fodder. It went up a little bit yesterday. I know we talked about investing during squad battle rewards, and that drop in price absolutely happened. These cards went from 10,000 coins as 87 rated down to the low to mid 8K range. They kind of bounced back up at content. They're still up, only about 1,000, a little less than 1,000 coins a card, at least on the 87s. 86s are up a little bit, and same thing with the 88s, but they didn't rise as much, right? Because you only have two 87 rated squads instead of two 88 rated squads in this icon player pick. If you bought fodder yesterday, I think the play, especially on the 85 to 89s, would be just to lazy list that and hold it into the week a little bit because, again, we have a great menu grind this week with the daily gold upgrades into the FUT birthday crafting, into the 8310, the 85 times 3s, probably more upgrade packs coming during the week this week too. I think it's going to be a great week to actually see fodder hopefully go back up a little bit more just because there's a really good menu grind and a lot of people doing SBCs and a lot of crafting, right? Exactly. With the word FUT birthday crafting upgrade here in the moment, there's a lot of that going on. So I think it's going to be a really, really good week for that. And I think that could help fodder prices as well. Just a quick check-in on Team of the Weeks. I didn't check these yesterday, but this is usually the part of the week where we start to look at Team of the Weeks for an investment. How much are Team of the Week cards right now? They are 12,000 coins. I think if you wanted to invest in Team of the Weeks this week, you could. I just think you wouldn't want to hold on to them past Friday once again, and I wouldn't expect them to go up further than probably like 14K. Just the same story as last week. We have two Team of the upgrade packs out now instead of just one, but we still do have the 83 times 10 and an 85 triple. 85 triple goes away on Tuesday. Something will probably replace that then. But let's move into what we're looking for today on Monday. Not necessarily in SBCs to start with, but just around what the day is today, and that is St. Patrick's Day, and also fantasy upgrades. We'll talk about that as well. But St. Patrick's Day is actually a holiday that EA has celebrated in game a lot in the past. Let's take a little quick trip down memory lane here. Speaking of nostalgia, right, in this FUT birthday promo, that's the main center stage theme. Remember FIFA 15? They had friendlies, or these were actually called tournaments back then, or cups as we know now, but they were called tournaments, where you had to use 18 players from the Republic of Ireland, and you would end up getting a coin reward and a green version of Robbie Keane. He was 79 rated. Guys, they gave out 79 rated cards in March of FIFA 15. Look at how much the game has changed. That's pretty crazy. So they have done a lot of stuff here with even some cards turning from gold cards into green, like it was the same gold card design, but they turned green just because it was St. Patrick's Day. They've had St. Patrick's Day promos before. I think one of the St. Patrick's Day pieces of content that is really stuck with us, though, is the Pot of Gold SBCs. They released these in FIFA 17. I think it might have been the only year that they did this, but it was the epitome of a gamble. You see the description here on this SBC screenshot. Exchange a squad with green items, St. Patrick's Day cards, for a pot of gold, which was basically a coin redemption where you get those in packs where it says, oh, here's 1,000 coins or 3,000 coins, but it was for 40K up to 300,000 coins. So you probably got 40K from that, but some people got lucky and got 300,000 coins and made a whole bunch of coins off of that. That was one of the craziest things that I remember ever during St. Patrick's Day promos. But let's speed it up, right? What happened last year in FC24? We actually had a really good objective. This is me last year looking at the St. Patrick's Day content. We had a couple of player objectives inside of a St. Patrick's Day 2-week-long objective, but it wasn't just for players. There were some really good packs in here. You can see there's a couple players. There was actually like 4 or 5 players as a part of this. It was really easy to get done, assist a few games, play a few games. It's like a normal stepped up objective like we see in Ultimate Team these days as well. But the overall group reward, you can see there, was an 84 times 10. A pack like that right now would be insane with all the FUT birthday cards that are out and with all that is in packs in this game, with the menu grind of the SBCs that are there. Like we just mentioned, there's a lot of good ones out at the moment, some expensive ones, some cheaper ones that an 84 times 10 would really knock out a squad really quick. So I think that's kind of what we can look forward today, is another sort of objective like this. There's no card designs leaked that make us think there'd be anything added into packs or anything like that. The only thing that is leaked at the moment would be the Doherty card and McGrath. Those are 2 at least decent looking cards, but they kind of look like objective cards, if I'm being completely honest. And I think those 2 will be related to the St. Patrick's Day promo today. My guess is it would be an objective, but hopefully there's some pretty good packs in there as well. Do you need to prepare for this at all? Like, if you guys remember market-wise and investing in years past, one of the most popular and almost guaranteed profit investments during this time of the year for St. Patrick's Day was going and buying Republic of Ireland players off of the market, because they would always be needed for like those cups or those friendly tournament modes that we were looking at there back in FIFA 15, or even some SBCs. There's a chance that EA could drop an SBC today that would require you to use Republic of Ireland players. Even inside of that objective, they could maybe make you use Republic of Ireland players. Personally, I think it's maybe just good to check your club and make sure you have a couple of these cards in there. You might even have some special cards like this Whelan Inform, this Casey Inform were super popular in recent Team of the Weeks. There's been a couple of other promo cards, Roy Keane, Robbie Keane, of course. I think there was a women's Arsenal, is it McCabe? There was a left back version in like the Centurions promo that we had earlier this year. So there's a couple of special cards here in the game. I don't think we'd be required to use many of those. Maybe it's like play 1 or 2 games with 1 or 2 in your starting 11. I don't think it's that big of an investment opportunity, but I did want to mention it. Honestly, I just think St. Patrick's Day on this game, like we saw last year and in previous years, has all about giving us either the coins or some good packs just for fun. And I hope maybe EA will bring back the Pot of Gold today. We'll have to see. Look out for some leaks or something like that. But we'll have to see. I'm expecting at least something today for the St. Patrick's content. Make sure you wear a little bit of green, have the green line in the background, so no pinches here. But we'll be looking for that today, as long as EA remember that it's St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully they will. Now, also today, we have fantasy upgrades. You guys have been talking about fantasy cards a lot recently because we're getting towards the end of the upgrades for a few of these cards, and especially yesterday, there were some crazy movements for the fantasy cards. Do I need to mention the Barcelona Atletico Madrid game where Barca were down bad and then come back with a 4-2 victory? And that means upgrades for Litmanen today. They scored 4 goals. That's 4 towards his tally, and they won their second game since he's been out. And that means Litmanen is getting a +1 overall and a roll ++. Fermin, I think as well, is progressing towards upgrades. Was that his second win too? Is he going to get a +1 as well? Fermin is going to get a +1 overall and the roll ++ because of the win. Of course, no yellow card for him and 8 goals towards his total. So he's actually up like 3,000 to 4,000 coins per card. There was a lot of success stories from yesterday. Benjamin Pavard and Inter, they got the win. They got the clean sheet. That was the second win as well. And they got 2 goals towards the tally of 10. But the only downside is he got a yellow card at the crazy end of that game. There was like a bunch of red cards given out. Bunch of tempers were flaring. His card is up. Now, if you have a card that is getting upgraded today, I think the best play, as always, especially if the card is getting towards its max upgrade like Kavicha is today. Kvaratskhelia and PSG won 3-1 yesterday. He did not get a yellow card. That's all that he needed. All these other upgrades he's got added. His last upgrade is a +1 and a 5-star skill move weak foot boost. He's already got 5-star skills and a 5-star weak foot, so I think all he gets today is a +1, but that would take his card to 90 shooting, 90 passing, 95 pace. That's crazy. And that may make his card go up a little bit, and he is. He's 1.7 million coins. But again, the one thing that I always try to remind you guys with these live cards is it's always best to take the safe cash. And one thing about live cards is we know that the card being live and the card having the opportunity to get upgrades is one of the things that keeps the card price inflated. And it kind of creates an artificial inflation in the card because there's potential that that card could get upgraded. So for some of these players like Kvaratskhelia or like Marmoush, who, you know, we traded earlier in the weekend, Marmoush is getting an upgrade today, but he's got no games left. There's no other games for this card in the league, at least, that will upgrade him. So with his +1, and I think he does get a 5-star weak foot today as well, he's done. And after that, his card could actually decline in price a little bit because there's just no hype left for the upgrades. So that's the one thing I would mention, but there's a lot of upgrades that are happening today. If you want to see them all, go to the footbin tracker here and you can see on each individual card. I think one of the best ways to look at it is on the individual card basis. My Rodrigo was lucky enough to be getting an upgrade today. You can see here on the tracker, he has got no upgrades yet, but he has clinched this win too. It was their third game that he's got or has played since he's been a live card. He only scored 2 goals, so it's 5 of 10. They got to score 5 against Leganes later in the month for him to get that upgrade, and he needs to score as well. So it's not looking good for Rodrigo's personal upgrades, but he's going to get a +1 today. Use the footbin tracker. That's here on the players tab, down on trackers, over to fantasy, and you can see all the cards in there, and especially on the individual player page, you can look. Now, one card I want to look at, we looked at all the positive scenarios, right, where a card went up because their team performed well. There's also some negative scenarios like Philip Billing. He was the one that we looked at investing in yesterday. If you sold him into the hype, which is what we said to do, GG's. He was 42,000 coins. Inter did keep a clean sheet, and this card actually is not getting any upgrades from that. Is that true? Yeah. Oh, wait, no, he's getting a +1 and a 5-star weak foot because he did not get any yellow cards. He's going to be getting this upgrade today. He's going to go to a 91, so he's still getting an upgrade, but since he's played all 4 of his matches, no win 2 for him. Like, it was expected that Napoli were going to win that game against 19th Venezia, and they didn't. But they kept the clean sheet, and he didn't get a yellow card. So he gets this upgrade for not getting a yellow card. He'd already gotten the clean sheet upgrade, but they didn't get the win upgrade, so his price tanked. That's the thing. Selling in the hype with these live cards is always the play. Look at this, 42K down to 27. I do think going to a 91 rated that he will rebound back up above 30K. The cheapest 91s right now are about 31 to 32,000 coins. Serge Gnabry is one of the, that's crazy. He is literally one of the cheapest 91 rated cards. That's nuts. I do think that card is going to go back up a little bit. So if you do invest in this, I think 27K was the best price, and you're hoping that he would go back up to like 32 to 33K. I mean, 91 rated. This card, by the way, insane. Look at all those playstyles there. He's got very good roles as a CDM, center defensive mid. This is one of the budget beast midfielders in the game, and now he's not going to be live anymore, but he will get a little bit of an extra upgrade today with a +1 and hopefully a 5-star weak foot, not the skills. But that is something that we see almost every Monday, unless EA forget, again, would be the fantasy upgrades, and those move the market a lot. So I wanted to mention that today. Now, last couple of things, let's talk about the market a bit, because you've seen me invest in some cards here, trading with some messy hype with the links to the Suarez. I still have my billings, like I mentioned, I forgot to sell him. I bought 2 Messis for, I got a lucky snipe here at 1,000,000 coins, and I bought one at 1.05. He was selling over 1.2 yesterday. But I also picked up a couple of FUT birthdays because I think, like we've seen in previous weeks, that today on Monday is going to be a decent opportunity to trade with some of these FUT birthday cards. They dropped all day yesterday once again. A lot of these cards have gotten really, really low, and I have to imagine that some of them are going to bounce back up a little bit today. Now, which ones is always the equation that you're trying to find. What are the cards that people want to use the most, but what are the ones that aren't necessarily being packed so often that they're going to not rise today just because there's so much supply? So I picked up a couple of DeMarco, especially with the leaked center back SBC that we have, Pavard getting an upgrade, and just the fact that he's the only 90 plus in every single stat card in the game. Alaba interests me a little bit. Some of the rare cards, Nico Williams is always moving well. Martinelli, Alvarez. I think I'm a little bit more leery for strikers, which is why I went for a defender here with DeMarco and Alaba interesting me too. I'm just a little bit more leery for strikers and attackers because of all the great SBCs we've had in that part of the pitch with the Rodman, the Adeyemi, then you had the Tevez, and of course you have the Suarez yesterday. So that's kind of why I went with him. He could be 240,000 coins by content today. He could be like still 220K. We'll just have to see. It's a bit risky to buy the cards that are in packs for sure. But I think the way that we look at the market going forward for this week is it could be a good opportunity to pick up some cards and just, it could be a really good week to trade. There's a lot of cards in FUT Birthday Team 1 and 2 that I would just love to try. And as I take a look across the market at the moment, most prices are just kind of chilling, but it's the SBCs that are upcoming that don't look that crazy that have me thinking, some of these cards that haven't gone up a whole lot from Team 1, or maybe they went up a bit and came back down, like Griezmann's now back to 1.3 mil. Salma Parluelo is down a bit as well, as again, have been great wing and attacker SBCs that have come out. Sure, Ruben Diaz is still up a lot. Trent Alexander-Arnold is up a lot. But I think as you look at across the rest of the market, it might be a really good week to trade. It really might be, because the leaked SBCs that we have, of course, we're getting an SBC every day. The only SBCs that I really think are going to move the market a lot from this set of players right here are the two Bremers. And that's the SBC that I'm really hoping forward to today. I don't know if they would drop this on St. Patrick's Day or if it'd be later in the week, but this duo pick for Bremer with those stats, that is going to move the center back market. Once again, I'd be very careful about center backs. I like this card. I think Serie A links could go up a little bit, although we do have, of course, the Doumbia, Ibarbo, and Gervinho right now, which would actually provide some pretty good Serie A links to this Bremer card. Maybe Serie A links wouldn't move as much because those cards are out. But besides the Bremer, you've got a Madison, which is exciting for me, but probably not for everybody unless he's dirt cheap. You've got a Martins Van Leer, of course, the Irish guys too. And that's kind of it for the rest of the SBCs, for players at least, that are leaked this week. So that is why I think it could be a pretty good week for the market in terms of just trading with cards, and I think the content might slow down a little bit, which could create some more movements on the market. I want to talk about FUT birthday cards as well, because that's a part of the content we're going to see later on this week. Just an early shout for buying FUT birthday cards at their lowest price possible for an investment for like a trade in SBC. Now, these cards are like 16 to 17K. There's a lot of people that have been investing in these, and I think these cards can go down now because 88s are no longer 16 to 17K. I would like it if these 88s were like 14K, because the 88 rated, the cheapest ones, are 13K on the market. With these cards being 16K, if there is no requirement for them, they are definitely going to drop. Even some of the 89s I think would drop. So here's what I would tell you. You can invest in the FUT birthdays for a potential trade in SBC, and we'll maybe talk a little bit more about that tomorrow because it would probably drop on a Tuesday, but I think it's a little risky at this point. I think they will give us some guaranteed FUT birthday SBC pack or player pick type of content. I just think it feels a little bit risky for me, but if you think you're going to do that player pick or you want to try to invest in it because you've invested during the other promos that had those SBCs, then by all means, do a little bit of an investment there. I just think it's maybe a little more risky because there's so many more fodder FUT birthday players this time around. They may not go up as much. I still think they would go to like 20K, maybe a little bit above that if there was a guaranteed SBC pack or player pick, but that's just something I wanted to mention. And as we talk about daily Evos that we're getting as well, we've had a lot of paid Evos. EA's actually been kind of cooling it off this week. Less paid Evos, more free ones. We absolutely love that. Of course, the last two that we've had, besides the Pace one, right? The Pace one was paid for sure. But the last two with the Dab Legend and Bronze Beast Breakthrough have been free. So we do love that, and hopefully there's more of those that are incoming. The Evo that expires today. Is there one expiring today? Yeah, King of Egypt, the right wing one, which I don't think I'm going to do. And this is the point where I'm getting to Evos too right now is, if there's nothing that's like screaming at me like, oh my goodness, you got to do this Evo, this is freaking sick, I'm probably just going to let it be and not complete that evolution just because it's a lot of coins right now. You can waste and you can lose a lot of coins in evolutions because of FOMO. Don't feel like you have to do every Evo, especially if it's paid, unless there's something that really sticks out to you like, that's an Evo that I got to do. So we're going to work the market today. Look out for some interesting St. Patrick's Day content. And of course, it's a Monday, so we would expect some more player pick upgrade pack SBCs too, even though the crafting upgrade is the #1 priority in terms of an upgrade pack right now. maybe there'd be an 81 plus player pick today as well that we could craft into, get some more fodder, and that would make for an even better menu grind this week on FC 25. But that's the video for me today, guys. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Have a great Monday. I will see you in the stream today. It's been TheFutAccountant. If you enjoyed this video, drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the new, and of course, comment down below if you have any questions. But have a great Monday. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you later today. Peace.